This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
How to handle dilapidated buildings in the city of Hazleton. That was a matter of discussion at last night's council meeting. We'll hear from both sides of the issue next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Lisa Sugart, in tonight for Ken Cara. FYI is available online all the time at SSPTV.com, and you can watch us in HD there and on Service Electric Cablevision, channel 513. Time now for our headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. How to fight blight? That was the question before Hazleton City Council and Mayor Jeff Cassat at last night's council meeting. One question at the center of the debate: should the city relocate a portion of its unused 2015 Community Block Development Grant funds for rehabilitating homes to instead demolish blighted buildings? Community Development Director Fallon Furman presented a resolution requesting council's permission to do just that. Here's a portion of last night's discussion.
We have been taking possession of certain properties so that we could streamline the process of taking them down.
And you think this is more important than the rehab?
Well, we have houses that we can't sell right now to the project. And there is something that we're working on with the housing authority that we would need demolition.
We want to save the houses. That's what we want to do. If somebody does not have an income and they need a heating system, if we can add $75,000 here from this demolition, the clearance of demolition, I would much sooner use it to save somebody's house or put a roof on it.
I'm looking to clean areas so we can expand business.
But if you clean the houses out, you clean up the city too.
The mayor's focus was demolition to start, I guess you could say, phase one of getting rid of our blight. And then phase two down the road is possibly doing the owner-occupied housing rehab. Our focus right now is to take a look at all our blighted properties and see which ones have to be demolished. And then our next step is to look at our homes with owner-occupied and take a look and see if they need some rehab work.
Now, in the end, council voted 3-1 to approve most of the mayor's request. The primary change will include $25,000 that was to be used for demolition will now be used for housing rehabilitation. The ordinance must be approved on 2 more readings. You can read more about the blight debate in Sam Galski's article in today's Standard Speaker or at standardspeaker.com. Meanwhile, the controversy over the taping of Cops in Hazleton also continued last night. Hazleton City Council voted to approve a resolution that asks Mayor Jeff Cassat to end the filming in the city. The mayor signed an agreement with Langley Productions last month that allows the production company to tape the Hazleton Police Department for segments in the nationally televised show. Last night, council voted 3-1 to approve the resolution that calls for an end to that filming. Councilmember Bob Gavio gave the sole no vote, while Councilmember David Sosar was absent. The filming, which began in May, is halfway through their 8-week schedule. The mayor said the resolution holds no weight and there's no validity to it. The Cop Show episodes taped in Hazleton are expected to air later this year or early next year. Now, also last night, John Keegan, a Hazleton resident and former council member, publicly questioned whether Council President Jack Mundy lives in Hazleton. Keegan presented photos which he said shows cars registered to Mundy parked at a home in Sugarloaf Township. Mundy said he does live with his parents on West 4th Street in the city of Hazleton. The borough of McAdoo will be the focus for a major convention and parade this week. I sat down with McAdoo Fire Chief Bob Leschko to get all the details. A very big event is taking place this Friday and Saturday in the borough of McAdoo. Here to tell us all about it is Bob Leschko. He is the fire chief at the McAdoo Fire Company Incorporated. Bob, 6-county convention back in McAdoo.
Yeah, last time I was here, I believe, 2010. So again, you know, I had some people talk me into saying when Aaron passed away, we should go and run it in his memory. I thought it over for about 30 seconds and said, okay, let's do it. So we are hosting it in memory of, again, my son Aaron, who passed away in 2014. So it'll be the 113th annual Six County Firemen's Convention. Friday night, we'll end up starting with a mug night at our firehouse. From 6 until 9. We'll have shirts for sale, the mugs for sale for the following day. Saturday, parade kicks off at 2 p.m. On East Blaine Street. We'll probably come up Blaine Street and then go up Kennedy Drive from the main intersection. So the parade will go from, maybe 2 until about 3:30, 4 o'clock, depending on how many more entrants we pick up. And then there'll be refreshments, trophies. We'll be giving away hot dogs and that kind of stuff at the firehouse immediately after the parade.
So we're going to see fire companies from literally 6 counties coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of fire companies from all over. Some from down in the Allentown area come up, and some from out of the Harrisburg area we have coming. So they're not just the 6 county ones, it's people who we've garnered relationships with. As normal, we have our friends from Wallington, New Jersey who always come out. They'll be here for the weekend. So it should be a very good weekend for everybody.
And why is something like this so important for your community?
It just brings the camaraderie among the firefighters is above and beyond, no matter where you are, whether it's professional, volunteer. I think firefighters have a special bond with each other, and it just brings out to see people who maybe you don't see all year. This is the one time a year where everybody does get together, share some war stories, maybe share some things you've gone through in the past year. And it just is a great time for everybody to come out and be able to see people who maybe they haven't seen in a little while.
All righty, well, a big event coming to McAdoo this Friday and Saturday. Please come out and support the big 6 County Firemen's Parade. Still to come here on FYI, Dennis Gantz and the crew from Wild Bout Huntin' with their weekly feature, plus summer safety tips from PennDOT. And guess what? It's Dave Day in sports. Kenny's joined by Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Welcome to this week's Wild Bout Hunting segment. Joining me again this week is team member Wally Boyle. How are you, Wally?
Doing good today, Dennis.
All right, awesome. We've got some great products here that
Yes,
we want
we
to
do.
talk about. We've been using them for the last year now, and
Yep.
they've been very, very durable and dependable, and that's Raptor Razor knives, probably some of the sharpest knives that you're ever going to see in the industry and on the market today. Let's get right into them. They are great. They come in 2 different styles here. You have your Mako and you have your big game Skinner. They've got like a T handle. This is your Mako knife. This is great for quartering and skinning your animal. Okay,
Right.
You got a cover shield here. And really simple, real ergonomical. This thing is razor sharp. You want to watch? I already stabbed myself here a little bit earlier. So they're definitely durable. This is your big game Skinner, and it's got kind of like a double blade on both sides here. You can see this is basically what you're going to use for your skinning, and this is what they call the gut hook, and this will cut right through anything, and it's really, really sharp. They last. You can get about 7-8 uses before you got to change blades. And talking about changing blades, Wally, how do you do that?
Okay, well, really simple. The handles come apart, and when you screw it open, inside you will find a screwdriver that you can use to remove the blades. Okay, so all they are is a simple screw. You unscrew them, it comes apart, and you can lift the blade out. Now, also inside the handle, you'll find on the other side is a cap that comes off, and inside there's 2 spare screws in case you would lose them while you're changing out in the field, or if you have any important medication that you need to take. People with heart problems,
Right.
if they want to take their nitro. It gives you somewhere safe, and there is a gasket in there to help keep them dry.
Absolutely. You see the blue models here? These are your marine models that are great for if you're going out there and fishing some big game fish out in the ocean. These things will work just as well. So, hey, check them out, www.raptorrazor.com. Order them today, and watch our Facebook page. We usually do some giveaways, and you
Right.
might have a chance to win a set of these. Hey, we love them. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. We'll see you next week somewhere in the hunting woods.
And remember to watch Wild Bout Huntin' on the Hunt Channel and right here on SSPTV. A new episode airs each Monday at 4:30.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Well, it was a beautiful day weather-wise in the greater Hazleton area. Sunshine mixed with a bit of a breeze. Let's see if this beautiful weather will stay with us for the rest of our work week. Here's our News 13 weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, there's a chance of showers with increasing clouds, an overnight low of 58. Moving on to the 4-day outlook, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, mainly before 3 o'clock. Otherwise, cloudy skies, chance of showers late in the day, high only getting up to 72 degrees. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low temperature of 54. Then on Friday, the sunshine returns, sunny and warmer, a high of 77. Clear skies for your Friday night with a low of 55. Looking ahead to our weekend, the weather looks terrific. Plenty of sunshine for both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's high 79 and a high of 81 degrees for your Sunday. Overnight lows for both days will be around 60 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today.
Well, we started our Edgewood by Sand Springs updates in the beginning of April, and the transformation has been incredible. Look at the Hazleton area landmark now. The outside of the banquet hall looks very welcoming. The old fountain was dug up, replaced with a gorgeous new wall and landscaping. The inside is bright, elegant, and modern. The new bridal suite is cozy, so close to the hall and festivities, yet still private. And in July, our Janine Mazurkevich will be hosting segments from Edgewood by Sand Springs with the event coordinator there. Until then, you can find Edgewood by Sand Springs on Facebook for more information. Pleased to welcome a new face to our studios today representing our friends at PennDOT, and that is Gabrielle Alberigi. She is an intern at PennDOT and also a Penn State University student. Go Nittany Lions, put a little plug in there. Thank you for joining us today. You came in to talk about summer safety, so you have some advice for our viewers.
Yes, I do. It's prom season, graduation season. Teenagers, young kids are out driving. They're with their friends in the car, and that could lead to some distracted driving because you have all this excitement going on in your mind. So we want to stress this acronym we created called PASS. It stands for phones, alcohol, seatbelts, and speed. So the first P, phones. In this day and age, we are so addicted to our phones. Right when it goes off, we want to go look down and check our phones, but that'll lead to distracted driving. So what we want to do is just like throw your phone in the back seat, just so we're not tempted to go look at it as we're driving. That could lead to more distractions. The first A, only A. It stands for alcohol, and if you're driving, if you're out drinking with your friends, you want to make sure you always have a designated driver so you're not driving drunk. Seatbelts, we want to stress, wear your seatbelts. Around 60% of young people who were in motor vehicle accidents weren't wearing their seatbelt. So it's a big problem. So we just want to stress that because you won't be severely injured if you're wearing your seatbelt. And the last one's speed. Just watch your speed going around turns late at night. You might not be able to see something on the road. So just follow the speed limit signs, and we'll try to keep you safe that way.
That's great advice for everyone all year round. And because you are in college right now, do your friends pay attention to what you're learning and what you're telling everybody to do here? Do you think the kids are paying attention?
I think so, yeah. I think definitely now. I'm 21 now, so now we're going out later at night and we're getting older, so we're learning more. So I definitely tell them about our PASS acronym, and I think they really are learning.
All right. Well, great advice from Gabrielle. Thanks. You did a great job coming in here today as an intern with PennDOT. We wish you good luck in your future endeavors, and we hope everybody takes your advice so that we can keep everyone's safety not only this summer but all year round. All right. Time now for the Pennsylvania Midday Winning Lottery numbers. Pick 2, 1-1. Pick 3, 255. Pick 4, 2315. And your pick 5 for the day, 00594. Good luck if you play. You're invited to come shop through the decades. That's the 20s through the 60s and more, all at the shop too. Furniture, art, collectibles, local items, garden decor, so much more. Something for everyone's taste in vintage and antique home decor. Find your favorites and lay them away at the Shop 2 with 2 convenient locations, 105 East Broad Street and 79 East 11th Street in Hazleton. The Shop 2, your gently used antique and home decor consignment shop where new consigners are always welcome. For days and hours, check them out on Facebook. Kenny's in with Dave Day right after the break.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Happy Dave Day, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your Wednesday. Thanks for spending part of it with us. Me and Dave Seaman, sports editor from the Standard Speaker. And Dave, who do you have winning the World Series? You're on a roll right now. You're a little nervous. Not even you. Cubs fans won't say it. You don't even want to say Cubs, it seems, right?
I don't want to say Cubs right now, but the Cubs are looking pretty good right now.
Dave, you picked Villanova, and you just told me before we went on air, you picked the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the NBA Finals. Why? What was the reasoning behind that pick?
I thought they were playing the best basketball at the end of the season, even when you compared them to the Warriors. And in the first few rounds of the playoffs, the Cavs look really good. Curry was dinged up a little bit. He hurt his knee, twisted his knee. Eventually, you figured he was going to come back down to earth a little bit as far as the injury goes, and he's going to wear down a little bit. He still played very, very well. Not up to Steph Curry standards, but he still played very well. I just think LeBron was on a mission this year to bring that championship to Cleveland, and he finally had a supporting cast. Everybody forgets, too, last year he had key players hurt. Love was hurt last year. Kyrie Irving was hurt last year, and they still took them to 6 games. This year, I think LeBron made it his mantra this year to get there or be denied a championship in Cleveland, and again, he wasn't going to be denied.
Dave, as I was watching Game 7, every time LeBron would make a play, one side of the bar would be chanting MVP, and then when Steph would do something, another side of the bar would be chanting MVP. Did it have a Bird Magic kind of feel? I mean, I know that's legendary right now, but do you think we'll look back in time and maybe see Steph and LeBron playing each other in regards, or even compared to something like that?
I think the supporting cast for both of those teams, great Lakers teams and the great Celtics teams of the 80s, that's hard to match. That's the era I grew up in. The basketball then was a whole lot better, well-rounded, but you cannot take LeBron James is an all-timer, and Steph Curry's outstanding as well. But it was LeBron's year, and hats off to Cleveland. They're right to celebrate. They've suffered for so many years, and it's good to see. If you're a sports fan, you like to see the teams that may not have a chance to win, even though it's not your favorite team, come out on top.
And LeBron had some strong words for his critics on Instagram, mentioning how some said it was a mistake for him to go back home. He mentioned people questioning his teammates, questioning him. And Dave, to me, it really cements that legacy. And I said this before when we do these segments, that if LeBron could win in Cleveland, that's it. I mean, to go back home, to bring one there, that would be the ultimate. Anything else from here for LeBron, for me, is gravy.
Oh, I agree. I think, LeBron's, he's on, how many finals in a row? He's been in 6 finals in a row. It doesn't matter what team. He could pick the Washington Generals, and he could take them to the finals. It's just, he has big shoulders, obviously, physically, and he takes on every big shot. He doesn't back down from the criticism. He actually uses it as fuel for his motivation, and you see what happens when he does put everything together and has a supporting cast around him and on a mission, and it's a championship for Cleveland.
Incredible to see him. Not usually an NBA guy, but definitely tuned in for this finals. Locally, Dave, Joe Nahas from Marion Catholic. What a senior season for him, pitcher there. They win the Schuylkill League championship, first Division III team to do that. They win a district title. He will be going to the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. I was reading in the Standard Speaker, this is crazy, a 0.40 ERA this year, 82 strikeouts, 17 walks. I mean, he was one of the incredible pitchers this season, and happy to see him go to a place like this where he said he'll be playing some big-time schools.
Yeah, he was already committed. And the game I saw him pitch this year against Panther Valley, it was a key league game. They were still battling Panther Valley for the division title in the Schuylkill League, and he stepped up, pitched a big game for them. They won that game, and they went on to win the Schuylkill League overall championship. First time a Division III team has ever done that. And went into districts, too. He was untouchable in the district final and against Tri-Valley. First round of the state playoffs, he pitched very well. He was just one of those guys that got on a roll, and he was committed to his sport. When it looked like he was going to go to Scranton, the University of Scranton, I think he had other offers then, and Maryland, Baltimore County came along, and that's Division I baseball. And if that's a ticket for him to get even at a higher level, more power to him. But one of the all-time outstanding seasons anybody's ever had as a local pitcher, and he took his team a long way. They got to the state quarterfinals, and a memorable year for Joe Nahas.
Was there another year like this where you saw so many good pitchers coming out of the area? Two from North Schuylkill, Tevin Murray, Bobby Grigas, and Dante Biazzi hurt this year, but part of this class of 2016, and he gets drafted by the Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago we had when Tony Hernandez was a future New York Yankee draft pick of this year. When he was there, Sal Biazzi was there a few years ago. Dante was on that same staff. I go back to 2002, the Hazleton area staff of Mark Cassatt, and Scott Bisco was on that staff. Mike Kelchak was on the staff. Jay Grabelny was the number 4 starter on that staff, and he ended up being an all-time pitcher at East Stroudsburg, and he had a great career there. You look at somebody else who was on that staff was a sophomore. That was Kyle Landis. Oh, by the way, he got drafted too. So that was a very deep pitching staff. That 2002 Hazleton area staff and that team. There's some circumstances how their season ended, but that's still one of the all-time greatest teams that I've ever covered and been a part of.
Well, you might think local sports dying down, high school season's over. Absolutely not. It's time for the Little League All-Star Playoffs. Standard Speaker will have coverage, and so will we on FYI. It's Wednesday, and here's some delicious alliteration. It's signature steak night at Bottlenecks. All of their signature steaks are only $9.95, plus bottomless soup and salad for only $2.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Catholic Social Services will be holding their themed basket auction, sponsored by the CSS Auxiliary Board, Saturday, June 25th. They're having lots of great baskets, lottery boards, gift certificates, plus great food, including breakfast sandwiches, halushki, and homemade pizza. Doors open at 9 a.m., auction begins at 1, and winners do not have to be present to win. CSS is located at 106 South Church Street in Hazleton. For info, just call 570-455-1521. Our next announcement, Faith Assembly of God will be holding its annual Mega Sports Camp July 11th through 15th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. They're offering kids ages 4 through 12 camps in basketball, flag football, soccer, cheerleading, track and field, and volleyball. The camps will be held at the Hazleton Area High School Track and Field Complex. For info or to register, please call 570-459-2410 or check out faith-ag.com. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Nancy Jane Davies Lutz of Hazleton. Memorial is August 15th at 10 a.m. at the St. John's Primitive Methodist Church. Arrangements are by the Simons Funeral Home. Mark Friendy of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. Annetta M. Pataki, formerly of Cunningham. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. And Dorothy H. Bowen of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Kent Jackson of Cunningham. Kent, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
And finally tonight, Father's Day was Sunday. I hope Josh Marshall had a great day. He's the dad who has a tattoo on his head that looks like his son's scar from surgery. Marshall's 8-year-old son Gabriel had a number of surgeries to remove a tumor from his brain, and he has a scar that made him feel like a monster. So Josh Marshall, the dad, got a tattoo and told his son, if people want to stare, they can stare at both of us. Some of this information comes from ABC News. Well, that'll do it for us this evening. We hope you have a great night. Get outside and enjoy the warm weather. Kenny will be back tomorrow, so we'll see you then.